Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for supporting Indie Agency News. I'm Doug Zanger, and I want to thank you for being members. If you're not members, go to indieagency.news. You can get more information about us. And another thing you can get more information about is our preferred partners. So these aren't what you would call random sponsors. So these are companies that have definitely proven that they've worked with independent agencies. They've proven that they've helped indies win. And specifically for us, we always want our preferred partners to work with existing Indie Agency News members. So I want to talk a little bit about our good friends at Path Labs. Right there. There you go. Media execution support that scales. So let's talk about this for a minute. You don't need to hire to scale media. And yeah, I know it probably sounds too good to be true, but that's what over 50 indie agencies have discovered with Path Labs. So they've really become an extension of your team. No headcount increase, no benefits, no management overhead. And we all know that executing media is getting harder and more fragmented. So Path Labs simplifies all of it so your team can focus on what they are great at. You know, things like strategy, things like creativity. And, you know, here's some data. You want to start looking at this. Here's one that's not actually in this key performance metric. They've got a 130% net dollar retention rate, 99.98% contract fulfillment. That's a big deal. Those aren't marketing numbers. These are agencies love working with us numbers. And so what I really appreciate, I've gotten a chance to get to know the team at Path Labs over the past several months, and they're great people to work with, and they're not a platform or automation tool. Experienced media pros who get it. So listen, if you're ready to streamline your media execution without the sacrifice, check out Path Labs and all of our preferred partners at indieagency.partners. Again, thanks so much for your support. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Meet an Indie Agency. I am Kyle O'Brien, Managing Editor of Indie Agency News. Thanks for joining us. This one today is going to be really nice. It's going to be actually super nice because we have with us the co-founder of Super Nice right here, Jared Kozel. Come on in and meet us. How are you doing? And welcome. Okay, so you just basically got going a few months ago, back at the start of the year, correct?
Yeah, almost 4.5 months now.
Wow. So how's it been?
It's been great. Yeah, we've had a lot of positive momentum, and yeah, it's been very exciting.
Has everybody been super nice back to you?
We've had super nice experiences. I think it's the best way to say it. Exactly. Yeah,
Excellent.
Good people, good clients, good work.
Good. So, and you're based in what, Atlanta?
Yeah, we have our headquarters. This is our new office. So we just have an office now in Atlanta, and then we have a footprint in LA and Miami.
Excellent. And how many people at the agency right now?
So right now we have 5 full-time, but we just sent out our next wave of offers. So we're going to be looking at 11 in the next few weeks.
All right. Well,
so we're growing.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a part of all this. And so let's get into it. What's so far, considering you're a fairly new agency, what is your agency best known for?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're finding with our clients right now is we're known for high-level creativity that's enjoyable to create. That's really our ethos, is looking at the process as being as painless and fun as possible, while creating work that really punches above its weight. You know, we've eliminated the red tape, the big 30-person meetings. You know, it's all about just great people making great work as fast and as efficiently as we can.
Excellent. So what would you consider the top 3 core strengths of your agency so far?
Audience obsession is our main focus and our main strength. You know, we talk about leading with empathy, talking about how nice isn't just a virtue, but it's a way to really stand out. So that comes from us falling right into audience first work, like thinking what the audience is thinking and doing work that plays into that, not what we think or what the client thinks, to be honest, but really what the audience needs. So audience obsession is the main one. Creative craft, that's really part of our name. You know, the double entendre. Super nice is a feeling, but it's also like an explanation when you see great work. So
Sure.
high craft, bold executions, ideas that break categories. And then we're all about being collaborative. We like to think it's radically collaborative. We have broken a lot of the traditions. We believe in a lot of check-ins. We believe in the clients having that feeling of trust as we work, instead of the big reveal and the big surprise that happens quite a bit in our industry.
Certainly. And okay, you've worked with a lot of you've been in the big agency world, you've been in the networks, you've worked with high level brands, and so have your collaborators there. So what made you want to go into the indie world, and why is it important for you to be an indie out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think the indie world is so exciting for us, because after the last 5, 10, even probably starting back at like 12 to 13 years ago, we just started getting that collective sense of being able to do something a little bit different, a little bit better. So we started Super Nice because we wanted to create a place that we wanted to work at, to attract clients that we wanted to work with. So it's been very empowering in that way.
Gotcha. And how do your clients feel about it? I mean, obviously, you having been on the other side, what do they see are the advantages of you being an indie?
Well, we've been getting a lot of great momentum with new clients the last 4 months, and I think a big part of it is that they feel the difference. They feel like they're getting an A team every day. There's no pitch and switch. We're small, so like when we're pitching, we're creating, we're doing all the work. Decisions get made faster. The work's a little sharper because we don't have all the layers, and we're not culling the edges down. So they're definitely feeling that refreshing difference, I'd say.
Sure. And I mean, have you learned from any other indie agencies, either you or the people that you work with? Have you learned, what makes an indie such a great, thing to be, rather than as part of a network?
Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of it's just with our own, personal network of people who are leading and working at other agencies, just knowing what's working, what's not, having some confidence built, to get us into that mode of starting this up was really key. Knowing that we could do it because we've seen others do it. So there's definitely that nice community around indie agencies like you guys are building here, with Indie Agency News.
Thank you. Yeah. So
It's really great.
thank you. And we appreciate you being a part of it, because it's shops like yours that make us want to just keep pushing it out there and making sure that indies are doing the best work possible, and creating a bit of havoc for the networks. So so let's take a quick look. There's I took a nice screenshot of your
Oh yeah, nice.
web page. So so everyone can see that there. But let's talk about brands. Give a brand out there, what's the main reason why they should work with you, why they should work with Super Nice?
Well, I mean, I think, again, like, we're refreshingly different. We're looking at kind of breaking the mindset that you have to be this giant aggressive disruptor to create change, in the space. We're really about building trust and loyalty that enables these new ideas to take place. So we're all about, leading with that way of working versus the kind of more aggressive side of disruption, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, specific brands, I don't know. I haven't really thought about like going after specific brands on this interview, to be honest, but I think like any brand that's really looking for a refreshing change, that wants that compelling work that breaks through, but is tired of the process that's bringing it down.
Gotcha. And so obviously you've worked with plenty of big brands over the years. What have you learned from the brands that you've worked with, or that your colleagues have worked with, that you've been able to kind of implement as you grow Super Nice?
Yeah, that I think that there's a common challenge, when you're doing powerful work, and that comes from a lot of the layers and a lot of the timeline bloat. It takes less people to do great work than is usually created by the larger agencies. So I think, having experienced that firsthand in many ways, being a part of it, to be honest, but just seeing how that works, and it's not really thinking client first in many ways, that does open the door for the indie shops to come in and bring in senior people who work faster and work a little bit tighter.
Right. So I mean, that kind of segues to the next thing is let's talk about your talent. You said obviously you're growing, you're putting some more offers out there. So what should talent be looking at? Why should they be looking at your agency and as the place to go next?
I love that question. You know, we're not just making cool work. We're trying to create a place that people want to work. We're trying to really change the game and make it feel like we are leading with empathy for audiences, for clients, for the work, but also the people that work with us. We're trying to create a space that people feel super empowered to do the best work of their career, and are surrounded by people who really care about that craft as well too. So, you know, leading with trust is a big way that we want to create this compelling work, trust from our clients, but also trust from all the people who are doing it.
Yeah. So and I mean, what are you putting into place? Obviously, you know, you're still growing as an agency, but what are you doing to nurture and grow that talent and, you know, help them reach their best potential within your agency?
Yeah, we're trying to not let process limit the potential of work and the workflow, if that makes sense. I think very typical, especially when you're starting out in today with a lot of the remote working. There's a lot of layers, there's a lot of check-ins. You're not always having access to leaders. Obviously, we're a small agency, so like having access to leaders here is on the daily. But it's really around removing, as we grow, removing the process that limits that, so that everybody who works here really has the potential to do the big stuff, the big work. They're not just kind of the byline on the project who gets kind of pushed aside.
Right. So they're actually kind
They're
of
actually
hands-on.
doing
Yeah. Yes.
hands on with clients, hands on with the work.
Yeah. And how does that help them grow? Obviously, you know, there's kind of a lot of pitfalls that can be fallen into, but with you know, agency talent that hasn't quite, you know, hit that level, how do you kind of, you know, help them along and go, okay, all right, you may have stumbled a little there, but let's, you know,
I
let's pick
mean,
it.
yeah, that's how growth happens. It's like feeling out the experiences, the positive, you know, and the negative if it happens. But right now, everyone's really rising to the occasion, and it's been amazing watching it.
And where's your talent coming from? Are you seeing, you know, people coming from the networks, or is it just the network you and your colleagues have built?
Yeah, I mean, the industry unfortunately has had a lot of turnover, you know, so we're seeing a lot of people that are just applying to our positions. We've built a nice large freelance network as we've gone because of it. So we're seeing people who have unfortunately lost their role at other agencies. We're seeing people who are coming right out of school as well too. There's some, you know, great schools here in Atlanta and LA that are kind of piping in talent too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, do you have any programs with any of those college programs or any of those?
We're working on setting up a program with SCAD, um,
Oh,
Savannah, you know, College of Art and Design.
right.
I've seen great talent from there in my past roles, so we're trying to set that up now too.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic.
So
So
good.
yeah, you must be building a good team there. It sounds like.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Let's get to the really fun and weird question.
great.
Do you consider yourselves weirdos, misfits, or underdogs?
I love this. I would say that we're absolutely misfits, just by the nature of being an indie shop. You know, right now we're trying to break the mold in every chance we get. Right, so we're misfits by that definition. Of course, I like to think of myself a little weird because I'm a creative, but I think as an agency, we're misfits. Also, like we're called Super Nice. You know, we're not some like aggressive kind of agency name. We're really trying to play into that space of kindness does work. You know, you could do some really powerful things while enjoying each other and having fun.
Absolutely. And let's reiterate, you are super nice.
We are super nice.
What's the one thing you really want people to know about your agency as you continue to grow?
Yeah, I think the main thing I'd say is just that we're new to the scene, you know, but we're loving the momentum and the positive support that we're getting from a lot of our colleagues and friends, you know, in the industry. So I want to have a big like thank you, big sense of gratitude out there for all the support we've gotten, because it did take some courage to start this up, but we're feeling the love. And if we could be known for one thing, it's going to be the work. You know, we're only, you know, new to the scene, but we have work coming out in a few weeks, and from there we have campaigns rolling out the rest of the fall. So hopefully we become known for the work.
Right, right. Well, and if people want to know, superniceagency.com. make sure you go out and find them. And obviously they're on our network. So you can, if you want to connect with them, let us know. And so here's your chance to call out somebody. So what, any CMO or marketer out there that you kind of want to say hi to, or kind of want to say, hey, I'd love to work with you?
I mean, I would love to say hi to Marion Lee, CMO of Netflix. Hello. I'd love to get to know you more and let you know what we could do at Super Nice. I also want to say hi to Nick Chavez, who's CMO at 7 Brew. He was CMO at KFC before. I used to work with Nick, so I want to say hello, and I love what he's up to at 7 Brew, taking over the coffee space.
Yeah, no, he's great. Nick is fantastic. That's two excellent shout outs. I
Two
love
shout-outs.
Yeah. No, and you're allowed that if you have even one more. All right, Derek Cozell of Super Nice. So great having you, and thank you very much. And everybody, make sure to check them out. They are a great new agency on the way up. So fantastic talking to you. I am Kyle O'Brien, managing editor of Indie Agency News. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you again next time.
Thanks, Kyle.